We have a surprise.
What?
That's right.
I'm not a good actress. Bonus Friday! This Friday.
Yay.
So you're getting us today, but if you want us, you can have us again on Friday.
Extra day.
And then again on what day?
Sunday.
So bonus Friday. But you know what? Enough of this. Let's get on with the video.
Hey!
Hey, hi.
Welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show.
Hello.
That's brutal.
Just two patriotic girls. So please don't take us the wrong way.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show, our special anniversary edition.
Yes, because even though you're watching this on Wednesday, October 19th, we're not. We're not watching it at all. Actually, we're filming it, but not on October 19th. We're filming this a couple days before because on October 19th, the day you're watching this, it's our 19-year anniversary.
You're like so confused today, future.
I don't
know what's
understand
going
how
on.
time works.
Well, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Yeah, 2 thumbs up for an
We're
anniversary.
so glad you
Thumbs
guys.
up. That was a.
That was a high five.
I just want to go and do anniversary stuff. Yeah, that's right.
But thank you guys for joining us today.
Yes, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you guys, as always. And as always, if you like the content we put out for you, hit the like button or Debbie's thumb, and consider subscribing to the channel. We're excited about a video today that popped up on our radar just recently, and we're going to get into that in just a second. Again, thank you to everyone over at Patreon. You guys are awesome, and you're getting the coolest, most exclusive content that
Yes.
no one else gets.
Special stuff.
Debbie's making something British very soon.
Yes, I will be.
Uh-huh.
Don't have to be a patron to find out what it is.
Yeah, she makes a lot of great stuff. Her cooking videos are epic, and we're giving out some great stuff over there. So yeah, it's our 19-year anniversary as you're watching this, and which is the coolest thing ever. And we wanted to make sure we did something fun video-wise for this day. So we're going to find out about these 8 words that are like British English, I guess, that Americans, that'd be us.
Us.
Hi,
Hello.
we're Americans,
Hi.
and we love you guys. That we surprisingly don't use, apparently. So
Let's find out what we don't use.
we don't know, we don't use, we don't know what words are going to come up in here. And so this will be interesting for probably both of us.
Yeah, I'm going to start using some different words.
I-
Freak everybody out.
It probably would. So let's dive in and see what we don't know. Let's learn something together.
Hello, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover
been a
all
while.
of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to words.
Words.
Specifically, words that I used all the time in Britain and fully expected to use again in America. Only America, being full of surprises, taught me that not every word we use is universal within the English-speaking world. One word that is universal is subscribe, so do that now if you
It is.
haven't.
Yeah, good for us.
On this channel, I've looked extensively at American English words that aren't very common in Britain. And now, just as Queen Elizabeth II would surely have wanted, Lost in the Pond is going to do the very same, but in reverse. Here are 8 surprising English words that Americans don't really use.
Okay. What?
With some of these words, you can almost hear them in an American accent, and with others, you really can't. And I'd say the latter is true for the word argy-bargy. And right now,
What?
I can say I've never heard argy-bargy.
Argy-bargy.
I'm very curious for this.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm okay. I'm already liking this video because I have no. Is that a word? That's not a word. I feel like I've heard that, but I thought it was like a cartoon or something.
Yeah, it sounds like a cartoon. I need to hear it used.
Okay.
Now, there are probably a lot of Americans thinking, that's not a real word, you are a liar, Lawrence Brown.
Is it?
And I think I'd
Really?
think that too if I hadn't grown up in Britain, but argy-bargy is a real word, and it means to get into a real audible argument with somebody. And while it sounds like a humorous word that belongs in Monty Python or something, argy-bargy can be a pretty serious matter, see also handbags. You're confused, I can tell.
I'm very
That's okay,
confused.
but after this video, I just want to hear Americans using argy-bargy in a sentence, because just how weird would that be? Argy-bargy. Because you really sound out your R's, and it just takes it to a new level of completion.
Stop.
Hold on. Argy-bargy. You don't sound out your R's. We do, and that's a difference. That's fine.
Are you being argy-bargy with me?
Is that how it's? I'm afraid to go into this because they're just going to laugh at us.
It's a very serious argument.
We did have an argy-bargy the other night. That sounds dirty. That sounds filthy. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to have to...
I want to have an argy-bargy with 5 people. Is that not the proper usage? No?
I don't think so.
Did I just turn as red as my shirt? Only you can prevent forest fires. You guys don't have that over there, do you? What is this word? How do you pronounce that? Brawly?
That's how I would pronounce it.
Broly. It's a broly. Bro.
Bunch of bros rolling around.
Broly or they're brolling. Okay, let's just find out.
The cheese rolling, but with bros.
I think it's well known that Britain is well known for its well-known rainfall, and almost every human on the island has to have some way of protecting themselves from that rain. And I'm not just talking about bush shelters, although that is my preferred method. No, I'm talking about umbrellas, like the invisible one that I apparently have here. Umbrellas is, of course, the standard name that I think we both use in Britain and America, but in Britain, we also like to use the word brolly. It just sounds nice. It almost gives a sense of quaintness to the rain. In America, for the most part, I think you have a different relationship with rain. And that could be because in many parts of the country, when you get rain, it absolutely belts it down for 5 minutes and then stops. So you don't even need an umbrella in that situation. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Brawly? What is it?
Yeah. It does sound a little bit more
Umbrella.
jolly. Rather than an umbrella. I mean, umbrella just sounds like...
Well, it's rain. It's not something to be jolly about.
But do you have a brawly?
Brawly. Oh, we have got to mess with some American friends and family on this one.
I'm going to be like, oh, what?
Yeah, I'm going to be like, I need a brawly. I'm going to say broly. No, I'm not. I never heard of these words so far. Never heard of these words. Totally mind-blowing already. I thought we had already gotten to the place where we've heard all this, but after a year, there's so much we still don't know.
We've got a lot to go.
Because Americans definitely use umbrellas. They just never called them brollies. What they did call them at one point in time was a bumbershoot.
No, we did not.
Some Americans that I've spoken to.
Bumbershoot?
We never said bumbershoot.
I've never heard that.
That sounds dirty too.
Do you think that bumbershoot was a British word? But
I'm sorry.
Are you composed?
I'm composed.
Okay.
it turns out that it was actually coined in the United States.
What?
And most British people have never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
No.
Cheeky. Oh, that's easy. Come on, cheeky. We don't say it though. He's right.
No, we don't.
We don't say that. Huh.
Interesting.
Cheeky. This used to be a big part of my vocabulary. Because in Britain, if you call somebody cheeky, that just means that they are a little bit mischievous. They're sort of adorable in a I can't believe you did that kind of way. Mm-hmm. And so it's often coupled with an equally mild insult like sod or so-and-so. You cheeky little so-and-so. Sorry, Mum, that was the best impression I could do. She doesn't have a beard. And as I sit here now just sort of reacting to these words, I can't really think what the American equivalent would be. Oh, you cheeky little so-and-so. That sounds weird, so there's got to be an alternative.
What would it be? What is our alternative to cheeky? Not sneaky. I'm just going with rhyming words at this point.
Sneaky?
No. Cheeky.
Rascal?
Rascal.
I don't know.
We live in the Wild West. Yeehaw! You little rascal. Actually, that would work for that.
Yeah.
But we don't say that either, really. I mean, that was like
we don't.
75 years ago, maybe.
Right.
But, I have to think on that one for a moment.
You little devil.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Maybe he'll tell us.
I can't think of any, so just let me know in the comments below.
Clean
Something
film.
I've learned in my 14 years of living in America is that some things just take on a different name due to branding.
Saran
And
wrap.
one of those things is something that I've always referred to as cling film. As you can see on here, that is not how Americans do it. Plastic wrap is the generic term here.
Or
But when I
saran wrap.
first moved here, my wife was referring to it by the mysterious name of saran wrap, which I believe is a brand name. But I can tell you this, that saran wrap, plastic wrap, or cling film does work on either side of the pond and is very effective for shutting up YouTube sensations. Don't try this at home, folks. There's a bit of a breathable hole.
So, yeah, we do. And I wonder if you guys do it. Well, we do use a lot of brand names for things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys do that? Let us know. Like growing up, for a tissue to blow your nose, was always a Kleenex.
Mm-hmm.
Was
And that's a brand name.
Yeah. Which you may or may not have, and apologize for our ignorance. We don't know. But a lot of things we say are brand names, you know. But cling film, I've never heard of that term. I knew what he was referring to though as soon as he said it.
Yeah.
Plastic wrap, yeah.
I think that was mentioned one of the early videos we did.
Really?
We just kind of forgot about it until he said it again.
I have no memory of cling film. I love learning new stuff, and I love learning the word stuff. I think this is one of the more fun things on topics.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I like how expertise he just pulled that out.
Yeah, it made it look
Snapped it
easy.
off.
You fight with that stuff.
I think we tend to use more aluminum foil than saran wrap.
Do you hear what she said?
Cling film.
Do you hear what she said?
That's right. I
She said aluminum.
Aluminum.
That starts an argument every time we're on Facebook Live with you guys.
Hole. I'm just going to see, should I do the rest of the video like this? Probably there's a bit of a glare. I don't know why I did any of this. It was just so that
I still love
could
the
show
guy.
you that cling film is exactly the same on either side of the pond, no matter what we call it.
That's why he said he was putting
Next
on.
up, and I can't even read it because that's in the way. Next up, flyover.
Okay, that'd be like a military thing here.
Mm-hmm. Doing a flyover.
Yeah.
Pass by. I don't know.
I have no idea where this is going though, as far as a word you guys would use.
There's a fly over my head.
Flyover. I got nothing with this. I don't know where this one's going, so
Yeah, I'm kind of
let's find out.
just stuck on the bug of a fly.
That was actually pretty good though. I don't think it's right.
Where I grew up, in the English town of Grimsby, there is a part of road that you're driving along and suddenly it goes up over the stuff underneath it. And my whole life, this
An
was referred
overpass?
to as the flyover.
Oh.
And it was magical when I was a kid, because when we
Okay.
drive over it as a family, I imagined we were in the film Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which makes no sense. The cars don't
Dick Van Dyke, greatest British accent of all time.
Oh.
I am kidding. You guys know that. I had to bring it up. Had to.
actually leave the ground. But when you're a kid, and you hear the word flyover and the car is going up, you can very easily convince yourself that you are in fact
I'm confused.
Dick Van Dyke. But I quickly learned
he
that in
brought up Dick Van
America,
Dyke.
where these things are very commonplace, the word flyover isn't used. Instead, they refer to it as an overpass. And that's probably sensible, because Americans do use the word flyover when referring to flyover states, as in states in the middle of the country that you bypass
Well,
when
yeah,
flying
that way
from, say,
too.
New York to San Francisco.
But not really. I mean,
And that's a whole lot of states that you're flying over. so-
yeah, we don't flying over in that regard. Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
It's just not really used.
but and is that overpass?
It's an overpass.
Would never ever have figured that out. Do you guys
No.
know these words? Like when we're saying overpass, and
Mm-hmm.
let us know if any of these surprise you. But
Maybe they're interchangeable over there.
I
Yeah, like she said, let us know.
don't know. But I've never heard of flyover other than what he actually. He's right. When I was thinking
Yeah.
military, I was just thinking planes in my head.
That's a flyby.
That's true. As
Is
a
it?
flyby.
From
Peckish. I know peckish means like hungry or something, doesn't it?
That's what I would guess.
I have heard of a couple of really snobby people in America use this word. I'm feeling a bit peckish.
That'd be more of, oh, that's peckish.
No,
It's
food. And I am feeling a bit peckish, which is maybe why I'm being a bit weird in this video today.
Could be.
Sorry, hangry Natasha. You guys use hangry? I'm sure he's hangry. But peckish, I'm pretty sure that's what that means, but I feel like I've heard a couple people who are very pretentious here use it, but it's not something we use.
Just like America, Britain has its own words when it comes to food. Think of chips instead of fries. But it also has words specifically pertaining to the eating of food and the feeling of being hungry. And one of those words is peckish. Just about every 11 a.m. that I spent in Britain would see that word emanate from my lips. And I can already hear my wife's cousin Chad going, "What does it mean, Lawrence?" but in an American accent. And peckish just means hungry. So for example, I'm feeling a bit peckish, I might have a nibble. And for some reason I imagined Hannibal Lecter while I said that. So to clarify, we do use it about food and not people. And before we get onto this, I have heard it said that the word peckish did used to have a bit of traction in the United States, but it's become archaic.
There's a whole episode about the next word, but before we get there, that's hilarious that he's about to use that.
Yes.
Okay, so the peckish thing, where I have heard that, and I think probably movies too, I always thought it meant just like a little hungry.
Yeah. I need like he said, a nibble. Like you want to peck at it like a bird.
Yeah, but he also said it meant just hungry.
Yeah.
You
But I
know?
thought it meant you just need a little.
Because it always sounds to me like you're just a little hungry. You just like a
Yeah.
tiny bit of food. Or we say hangry. I'm sure you do too. That's
You
just,
never let Natasha get hangry. Never.
I'm just peckish now.
Anyway, potatoes. This, as it is a potato that is
Love
straight out of the
potatoes.
bag. Nothing has yet been done to it.
Put a
There are
jacket
many
on it.
things we could do to this. We could fry it, we could roast it, we could boil it, or we could make it into what Americans refer to as a baked potato. And it makes sense. You are, in fact, baking it in the microwave, usually, because I'm lazy. But it did take me a few goes at describing that very type of potato to Americans before I realised that we don't call it the same thing. To us, at least in England, that would be called a jacket potato. And why jacket? Because we're constantly thinking about the weather, but also because when you cut it in half, the sliced skin looks like a jacket round the potato, which I suppose is just another way of making our food feel like people. Don't tell Hannibal Lecter that.
Okay. She's going to embarrass me now.
Does it really look like the jacket around the potato? And Natasha, please tell us what you think.
This was supposed to be for
Of
a
a
whole
jacket
different
potato.
video, though. Jacket potato is on a list for a different video, an original
Well,
content
it's
video.
so fun.
Fine, I'll make it brief. When we did our video, and if you haven't seen it, it's a great time of the year to go watch it.
Yep.
We did a video on Guy Fawkes on
Fawkes.
November 5th, Bonfire Night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first time I ever heard the term jacket potato. So I'm going to leave it there. We're going to do an original content video that's part 2 to one we did a while back and early in the
Uh-huh.
summer about 10 different words and phrases that originally confused us when we first started doing this and learning about your culture and things. Go back and watch that also if you haven't seen it. I'm not going to tell you what I thought it was, but when we get to that video, you'll know then. So hopefully the curiosity will help you out. Q, I have things to say about this.
And now for the final word, a word that I've seen all week on news outlets in both Britain and America, and the very word that prompted this entire video, and that word is Q. Thousands of people stood in line to say goodbye to our longest reigning monarch. And this very quickly became the most British thing ever, because something we like even more than rain is queuing up for stuff. Ideally in the rain, so long as you've got a brolly and a jacket potato. And the queue became such a prominent part of the week's headlines that its very definition seems to have evolved before our eyes. I can almost imagine a world in which 10 years from now, people will use the queue to refer specifically to that time that they queued up for 407 years to say goodbye to Liz 2.
So this word we had never heard in this way until we started this channel.
Right.
The only time I ever really even saw, I never heard the word. I saw the word, like, you know, my app for my music app, right?
Yeah.
It's like cue the next song up, or it's like in
Right.
tech, you know,
Yeah.
cue this up for the next
Mhm.
song. You know, or put the song in your
Cue
queue.
this up to download.
Yeah, it would be queue up.
Yeah.
And so when we started doing this and, you know, talking to people and again on Facebook Live and stuff like that, we're like, oh, you know, I was standing in the queue and I'm like, you're what?
It was confusing
And
us.
queuing up and I'm like, what is this talk? We just say it's a line.
Yeah.
We're standing in a line.
Yeah.
We do not use the word queue.
There's a long wait.
Yeah, a long wait, a long line. There's lines all the way down the block, you know.
Yep.
But I also did learn that people say that they actually do, in fact, like doing this, and they take it very seriously and get really mad at people that like will jump the queue, which we would say jump the line. But
Yeah.
we don't have that issue here, really. And we don't like standing in line. In fact, I avoid any event with
No.
one in it.
I hate going into any store that has a long line.
A queue.
I will usually leave.
But yeah, never heard it before until we started doing this. So it's very fascinating how things can be so commonplace in one place and then not in the other.
Anyway, that's a long-winded way of arriving at the fact that Americans on the whole don't use the word queue.
Nope.
They didn't
In
even
Boston.
reform the spelling of it to remove all of the vowels, which would have been fair enough. Instead, they just simply call it a line, which when you're thinking about it, under certain circumstances, we do that in Britain too, especially when referring to the monarchy and the next in line to the throne. And that's it for this episode. Of course, there are many more such
was
words
pretty
that
good.
didn't catch on in America, so let me know your favorites below.
Well, that was really cool. Let us know if you guys want us to do a part 2. He did do a part 2. I saw that while we were pulling this one up, and I'm like, oh. And these are very new. So if you liked it, let us know. And of course, if you like that, hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. But I didn't expect these. I didn't expect to learn new words, for one.
No.
Like, what was the first one?
Argy.
Argy bargy. And
I'm
does
going to use that.
it sound weird when we say it? Argy bargy.
Next time she's talking back to me, I'm going to tell her,
Argy bargy.
don't you get argy bargy with me.
Argy bargy. Did a pirate start that word? Argy bargy.
And I like the brawly.
Brawly.
Yeah.
Sounds like trolley. Another word we didn't use or know about until we
That's
started
happy
this.
and jolly.
Rain is
You
not.
put your brawly and your jolly, and you're just jolly.
Put your brawly in your trolley, and
And
I'm
you
going to
go
have an argy bargy with
And
you
you
over
can go
this.
get in the queue.
While in the queue. See, we can do a whole thing. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're learning all of this, and we're taking it in, and we're soaking it in, we're sponging it up.
We are. Now I have to ask about, he's saying that you all like to be in the queue. Some people like that.
I don't know if that's
And then-
sarcasm, though. I can't tell if it's the
and
British
then-
sarcasm.
We hear that, you know, at least in London, y'all don't talk to each other out in public. It's not, hi, how you doing? Here, we would be hitting up a conversation with all the people around us while we're in line and have a good time.
Oh,
out
like
of
at the
it,
B&B
if
when I
we
started
have to
that.
be. Yes. So,
And we have,
Yeah.
and what she's saying too, just to reiterate what you're saying, so I don't want to take it the wrong way. She's specifically talking about London. Because
Yes.
we have heard a lot from people saying that in London, people don't really make small talk.
Yeah.
Or even like, say hi on the train or anything like
Yes,
that.
that's-
So,
definitely what I was talking about.
yeah, I just want to make sure that that wasn't taken the wrong way. We're not saying you guys don't talk to each other. We've found that to not be true, in fact.
Yeah.
So, and we don't know if that's true about London either. So let us know if that's
Yeah.
really true. But that was an interesting point. But yeah, I don't do anything with lines. But I think argy bargy really was the one that surprised me the most, since I've never heard that word.
Never.
I like I said, I thought maybe I had. It sounded somewhat familiar, but I thought maybe it was a
Mhm.
cartoon or something. Yeah, let us know if any of these surprised you. If we taught you anything about some of the words that we use in
Mhm.
place of these. I did not come up with a word for cheeky, except for all I could think about with cheeky is sassy, which isn't really a word you use
Yeah.
nowadays so much. But I got
Yeah.
called don't be sassy, things
Yeah.
like that when I was younger.
Mhm.
And that's not really a word that we use all that much anymore.
No.
Or she's full of sass. She's a
Yeah.
sassy girl. Or
Yeah.
saucy would be probably more common.
A little bit. But still not common.
It's not really a word. Yeah, it's not. I got nothing. Sorry. Failed you. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed that. Again, hit the like button if you did. But thanks so much for watching on our anniversary.
Mhm.
We
This was
appreciate
fun.
it. Yeah, this was fun. I love doing things that are, not serious sometimes, and just learning about just differences and
Uniquenesses.
So thanks again for watching, guys. We appreciate you. We do have a special announcement that we need to make sure you know about, though.
That's
Bonus
right.
Friday week.
Whoa!
There is a bonus
Yay.
Friday video. So stay tuned on Friday. We have a special bonus video for you. Don't miss it, okay? Don't forget about bonus Friday. And then we'll be back Sunday, of course, as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And don't forget to always love like jazz.
And be as strong as Tyson.
Bye.
Bye.